Good morning, church family. It's good to be with you this morning. I hope you're having a blessed beginning of the holiday season and the celebration of coming of the birth of our Lord. Today I want to talk about waiting, which is really not my favorite topic. I'm not really good at it. I don't even like to wait in the grocery store line, so it's hard for me to talk about this as if it's an issue I've overcome. But it's also something I've learned that I have to do whether I like it or not. And it's something that I've been able to learn to have acceptance in the waiting because the Lord shows up in those times, even when it doesn't seem like it, even when it isn't in my timing. And I found this in my own personal experience over and over again. So let's say I'm a work in progress about waiting. The people of God, the people of Israel, had a lot of periods of waiting in the history of Israel. And one of them was the coming of the Messiah. And Isaiah has prophecies about the coming Messiah. And I just want to read one of them today. Isaiah was active between 740 and 680 BC, that 60-year period. So we're talking about over 600 years before the Messiah would come. Isaiah is doing a prophecy about him. So let's look at this. It's Isaiah 7, verse 14. Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. As the people of Israel waited, they waited under the oppression of the Romans. They waited through oppression from other areas around the world. They waited through times of war and unease, and yet they waited for this hope for Messiah. This time of God taking his time to get these things done, it seems not fair or not right to us. But God's plan is so much bigger than ours. And I really believe that what God calls us to do is to live our lives in the waiting and live our lives for him. The waiting is the waiting. Our lives are the time that God has given us to be here in this place on this earth, to live our lives in a way that hopefully glorifies him and attracts others to see him in our lives. Can my waiting demonstrate that? Well, it sure can demonstrate that maybe I'm not following what I believe sometimes, but it can also demonstrate that my faith, and it strengthens my faith, because my faith can be so profound that it gives me the ability to wait when I couldn't do it of my own volition. Many things that happen in my walk with God, and all of our walks with God, is that our faith gives us the strength to walk through difficult things. This is a time of year that is full of joy and hope, but it's also a time of year for pain, and it's a time of year of loneliness for people. Maybe because family members are no longer with us. Maybe because family members are estranged. Maybe family members aren't estranged, but it's a very difficult situation to be in with family members around the holidays when the relationships are strained. For me in recovery, it was hard to be around family situations where there was drinking during the holidays, or especially early in recovery. Not really an issue today, and I don't find myself in that position anymore. But I used to be early in my recovery. I spent a lot of time around people who were drinking and even using drugs. And I didn't like to do it, but it was family members I couldn't exactly throw out of my life. And so there had to be this hope and this strength that came from another place. And I really believe that Israel, as they waited, because they had faith in the prophecies of Isaiah, because there's more than one prophecy about the Messiah from Isaiah, that as they waited and they had their walk with God and they lived their daily lives out for God, they were strengthened by their faith so they could walk through and bear things and live through things in a way that would be faced differently from my flesh. And I hope that hope, okay, I pray that hope is in all of us, that even though things may not be going perfect for us today, that we can have this hope that Emmanuel, God with us, will provide. God with us will walk us through difficult times, and God with us will give us a comfort that we never could have had without him. I hope that this helps as we begin the holiday season. I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you every Sunday this Advent time, and I know that God is with us, and he will bless if we just keep our faith and hope strong in him. God bless you and have a good day.